Alrighty. Yeah, it's been 5 months in?
5 months, just over 5 months, which means we're just over halfway. And that means we have to start coming back home again.
Yeah, so 5 months into our 10-month trip, planning to be back in Queensland, back home in December. But for the last 5 months, this van has been our home, and yeah, we've been really enjoying it. But we thought we'd do a bit of a halfway update and just let people know how everything's gone.
And what didn't go well, what did go well, where we've been.
Yep.
Alright, so Brett, you start with the direction because you mapped it all out quickly of where we've been.
I quickly run through the other day where we've been because I was updating a few people at work. So the rough direction that we took from home, so home around Maryborough in Queensland, our rough path was through Stanthorpe, Tenterfield, Gilgandra, the Warrumbungles, Hunter Valley, Gosford, Canberra, Young, Merimbula, Genoa, Sale, Melbourne, Bordertown, Adelaide, Port Augusta, Whittleby Point, the Bunda Cliffs on the Nullarbor, Norseman, Perth, Cervantes, Geraldton, Carnarvon, Exmouth, Tom Price, Carragini, Port Hedland, 80 Mile Beach, and that now got us to Broome, where we are right now and have been for the last week. So that's a lot of stops, and that's missing probably 75% of them or more.
That's just the main towns that we've been through.
Been some amazing overnighters, amazing hikes, locations and sights and sounds and bits and pieces. So it's been great.
What's your favourite place we've been to?
Favourite place? Well, previously would have been Carragini. Yep. I mean, that was magic. That was an awesome place to visit.
And you loved going in the cold pools?
No, I didn't love the going in the cold pools, but we still did. But I think that's almost been surpassed by
Horizontal Falls.
Yeah. So the overnight luxury trip we did to Horizontal Falls, flight in, some deep sea fishing,
speedboat, houseboat,
lots of jet boat rides through.
Our own personal chef.
Yeah, that was fantastic. There was a lot crammed into 24 hours.
Yeah, I'd say they'd be probably my top two if I had to pick our top two.
Yep. How are we adjusting to van life?
I don't think we're missing a big house or anything, so I think we've adjusted to van life pretty well.
Yeah.
I would say the hardest adjustment is feeling like we're not on holidays. Sometimes we might eat and drink a little bit too much.
Partake in snacks and liquors and alcohols and beers.
So the weight has probably gone on a little bit more than what I would have liked. So I think we need to get back into a thing of where we're not actually on holidays for the next 5 months.
Not permanent holidays.
We might need to go up a couple of clothes sizes.
Yeah, I think that's probably something it's a point I'd like to make, is if you're going to do this and do it long term, make sure you try and put some exercise in, other than the hikes and that. I mean, we've done some pretty serious hikes.
And have you been putting the exercise in?
No. But I think that's probably what we should have done from the start, and made it part of our day-to-day.
So now that we've reached halfway, though, we realise we've gone wrong, so we're going to start that.
Oh, we'll be so much better from now on, won't we?
Yeah.
That's...
What? Has anything gone wrong?
Has anything gone wrong? We've had some minor electrical stuff. We had a battery die in the car. Then we had another battery die in the car. That's past us. We had some interesting solar stuff going in the car. We sorted that out. We're on top of that. Everything's working fine there. We had a 1 litre fresh bottle of olive oil fall over in the van that we'd both missed, that was sitting on the bench. Which, it was plastic luckily, but it did explode and dump a litre of olive oil on the floor. So that was a bit of fun to clean up.
Did you clean it up?
No, I swore and walked away, and Kirsty cleaned it up. So, yeah, that happens. We've been lucky.
We haven't, touch wood, we haven't had too much go wrong.
Haven't run out of fuel. We've always had a backup fuel pack on the back of the van we haven't even needed to use.
We haven't felt like we needed divorce papers yet.
No, we've been alright.
I don't think we've had any major arguments.
I'm really easy to live with. So, not really any challenges or anything. We've been really lucky,
What else?
Anything we wished we knew before heading off, or anything we needed?
I think I probably packed 2 lesser clothes because I was panicking about having too many clothes. So I've had to go to the op shop and buy some extra clothes.
Yeah, we both did that.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd be telling people, pack less shirts and jeans and pack more underwear.
Yeah, have lots of underwear, because then if you can't wash for a week.
You don't want to be
we
wearing
haven't
dirty
really
underwear
used
3 days.
no,
Right.
but we haven't really used our scrubber bag that much. We bought a scrubber bag to wash in. We've only used it a couple of times. We've just been stockpiling dirty washing until we get to a caravan park where we can machine wash.
Yeah, we haven't really done without a caravan park or a laundry, a laundromat for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're not going off grid for weeks at a time because of work. But I don't think there's anything that we've had to seriously go out and buy or anything that we haven't used much.
Yeah. Well, on the flip side, is there anything we haven't really needed?
Well, so I'm just looking around.
I mean, I brought a stack of tools, but they're only there for an emergency.
How's your guitar going?
My guitar's getting a lot of dust on it because I'm not really using it. I brought an old shovel and.
But tools are useful because they're there for
never
just in
used them.
case you need it.
Yeah, that's it. And I haven't brought a shed full of tools. It's really just a tool bag and a few of the essentials, and haven't really used them. I mean, some of the electrical stuff I've had's been useful. A multimeter's a good thing if you know what you're doing around cars, and 12-volt electrical, so that's been handy for troubleshooting.
I think though we did a lot of research. So I think we've managed to pack generally what we've needed. We haven't done too bad.
Yep. What's been the most surprising thing, I suppose, that you found during the trip? Well, I say mine's been. I was worried about the nullarbor, but I think if you're heading clockwise and you're from the eastern states and you're from the eastern seaboard, the nullarbor is your first real taste of some serious distances without, shops on the side of the road and lots of fuel stations. But if you plan it well, it's fine.
I think you thought it was going to be worse than what it was. And it wasn't
it's just a straight road with bushes around it, and you drive a couple of 100 k's and refuel. Pack some extra fuel if you want to. You will be paying $3 a litre or more at some places, but that's part of the trip, I suppose.
Yeah. I thought of my surprising thing. In Western Australia, if you want to buy alcohol, you have to give them your physical driver's license.
They won't take a digital one from Queensland. Which,
to me, we're all about not giving our details out because of all these hacks, and meanwhile we're going into all these small random bottle shops and they're scanning our license. So our license details probably only in 1 or 2 shops because we don't buy alcohol very often.
Sure.
So now our license is being taken by 10 different places in WA, which I think defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do. So I was surprised that they make you do that. I understand why they're doing it, but I think maybe there's better ways that it can be done. But I'm not a government making policies, but I was surprised by that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
What about planning or not planning things?
I think we've had a good balance of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had plenty of times, a lot of our trip wasn't, should I say, a lot of the locations we're going to go to weren't planned. It was where are we off to next? And we'd decide that the day before, which is good during non-school holiday periods and the non-busy areas.
Yeah, non-busy areas.
As we've come into WA, we've really had to ramp up the planning.
Yeah, we've had to really make sure that we book the horizontal falls and the Exmouth stuff, and we're going back to Exmouth, so we have been online today changing from accommodations and tours and things and getting that booked in, even though it's not school holidays. So the popular areas, if you're planning on going there, you are going to need to book, but I've got to say I really hate the booking part of it.
The booking is horrible.
I'd rather just decide where I want to go and the accommodation will just miraculously be available for me. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
I think once we're at WA, it'll be a bit easier.
Yeah,
it'll be a bit easier.
And I think South Australia, from what I've heard, is a little bit more easier to free camp and camp without much notice. But I mean, that's a small complaint compared to the fact that
it hasn't been unmanageable. You just need to plan.
We haven't not had somewhere to sleep at night yet, so that's good.
We're all set up for off-grid, but we do, we say we're going to do off-grid for 3 or 4 days, or I think the longest we've had is 6 or 7 days. So, and we've stretched the water out, never had any problems, had backup 25 litres of water in the car. Really used it a little bit because of some of the water we filled up with has been a bit horrible tasting, but nothing too over the top. My final bit of advice, I think, is if you're considering doing something similar to what we've done, just do it. Don't put it off. It's something, I feel I was more worried about all these things like Nullarbor and driving long distances and all that sort of stuff. You just deal with it day by day. You're not. It's not like you're trying to cram a trip from Brisbane to Townsville, those sorts of distances in one day. You haven't got the constraints of, oh, I've only got 2 weeks leave.
But how long is it taking you to come to that? Because we're both like to plan and know what things are happening. So I've enjoyed not having to plan things as much.
Yep.
So even if you're a control freak like us, it's possible just to start and just do it.
Yep, start and do it. Do some research. Talk to people who've done it. If you talk to, a couple of neighbours, people who live across the road, people from work, you will find people that have done this. People who have done it with kids, their pets, their dogs, their birds, their cats.
Cats.
Just about anything.
And you don't need $100,000 caravan to do it either.
No.
You can.
We've met people with, there's some vans in this park that would have to be 1980s vans that have been done up a little bit. There's some vans out there that look like, they're on their last legs, but people are still travelling around Australia in them. They're towing them with 25-year-old four-wheel drives, obviously well-maintained ones. And there's people that are driving around Australia with, $250,000 top of the line Dodge Rams and
hey, if you can afford that, you go
fantastic.
straight ahead.
That's great, but
we can't.
Yeah. And everything in between. We're backpackers in vans and all sorts of stuff. So
swags. Saw a car with 3 swags the other day. So do what you can. Do it for as long as you can. But I would recommend doing something to visit our country. It's been pretty cool.
Yep. And just break up the monotony of the day to day if you need to. It's you only got one life. It's not a rehearsal, as they say.
So we've got 5 months left, less than 5 months left. We are at the top of where we're going to go. We're not going to continue around. What we want to do now is go back down the way we came because we've missed a lot of things.
Missed so much in.
So we've missed Coral Bay, we've missed South WA, and we've missed most of South Australia. So what we want to do is go to all the places we've missed and then be home by December. And then we'll just have to do all the other stuff another time when we want to take another year off.
Yeah.
Sorry, Desley and Lila.
Alrighty. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.